Boom, and we're back. Another Tuesday night. Chat with the Muskrat and Creole 2.0, The Mayor.
What's up? What's up, everybody?
You are not going to be able to pull off Jeremy.
Hey, that's the big one.
That's a good start right there. We're going to give you an A for effort.
How's everybody doing out there?
Man, I hope they're doing better than I've been doing, because the fishing around here ain't been worth a hoot. At least not for us.
You ain't lying.
I'm going to try to scroll back up here at the top and see who all we got in chat, because I forgot my mouse, so I'm trying to use the little pad thing here.
And it's Tuesday night, and we're here live.
That's what it is. First ones in the house were Ernie Brown and Chrissy Brown at 10 o'clock this morning. They were ready. They were ready to go.
That popcorn's going to be cold by now.
Well, you can just pop another bag. We got Avid in the house. What's going on, buddy? We got channel supporter Big Rich Catfishing. What's going on, buddy? Appreciate you being here. Get on down here. We also got channel member Harold Bolton in the house. What's going on? Brian B says, let's get this party started. Hello, everyone. John Packer Jr. is in the house. Beat from Uncle Jeep. What's going on? Fish the Mid-South. What's happening, buddy? Paul Boyd's in the house. Miss Chrissy Brown, another channel supporter. Thank you, thank you. Goes a long ways, believe it or not. Hey, there's Mr. Creole himself. He says, man, it feels weird being in chat.
What's up, my OG brother?
Yeah, buddy. He's traveling tonight, so that's why Jeremy's not up here on screen. And as soon as we mentioned Jeremy was going to be out, Stan said, hey, if you need an extra body on Tuesday night, I said, shoot, we can squeeze Stan in anytime.
I've been known to talk a little bit of catfishing.
We've got some epic nights for sure in our journals. But we got Crappy Day Fish on. Dale Hayslip's in the house. There's Eric Super Papa Smurf. Art is in the house. Mr. Zach Murray is here. He says River Warriors in the house. So he's hanging. Actually, I think he's at work. He's at work. He might have us in his pocket just listening. Mr. Murillo's in the house. Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Did you win your re-election campaign today?
Well, the polls are still open. They close at 9 p.m. Eastern, so we'll see.
What's going on? Whitey, how's it going? Big Rondo's in the house. Wild Herbs Fishing. What's up, Jason? Thanks for stopping in. Joshua Perham. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right or wrong, but I'm going to go on anyway. Tommy's in the house. Mr. Minnow Dunkers. He says, what's up? He's been out doing some fishing. He's doing some local stuff around here. He's one of those guys that just likes to catch. He's good at catching everything. He can catch catfish. He can catch bass, crappie, walleye.
Hey, and
muskie.
And you know what? Talking with Epic, that's one of the, if you want to become a better catfisherman, learn how to catch every other fish that swims out there.
Yeah, that's good, because you know what the fish are looking for. If you know that your bluegill are going to be on these shallow flats or whatever in these certain temperatures and conditions, if you know where the other fish are, you'll know where the catfish are, because they ain't too far behind. We got Sean Abney in the house. Missy Kennedy, hello. I think I've caught up. We jumped up to 43 people in 4 minutes. That's pretty good.
Not bad. Good start. Robin C, how's it going? I see Robin C jumping in. There's Avid Fisherman. Yeah, Avid, I got it just before I saw it just before the show started, and haven't heard back yet, but I'll let you know.
Right there. And that's Creole says, because you can use them all for bait. That was close.
Come on, I've been practicing.
I can see it. I can almost see his face. I can see a picture out there that Creole got to meet up with Danny Stone and Richard Cluck. And there's Danny Stone now. I wanted to stop in and say hey, but can't stay. I have a lot of relative. Danny, you take care of you. I appreciate you taking the time out to pop in here. You're in our thoughts and prayers, brother. If you need anything, we're all just a hoot and holler away. So, but you take care of family, dude. Do you?
That's right. And I'm always ready to talk catfish with you, Danny. Just give a holler.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if anybody's ever going through something and they just want to get something off their mind, just call one of us and we just be ready. Be ready. You're like, man, I didn't plan on talking for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So, but how has the fishing been your way, buddy? Because I could tell you,
brutal.
Brutal your way. It's been brutal my way, man. We fished
BRUTALLLL. Brutal.
Brutal. Well,
on Saturday, we did the Stan 3 and I did the where was that one at? Was it that So You Think You Fish on that Muskrat guy's channel or something?
Yeah, that's
some crazy idea he came up with where you got to fish on new waters and no electronics and some kind of other stuff like this. And
yeah, that boy's nuts. I wouldn't pay no attention.
Great idea. But here's a little tip for everybody out there. If you are going someplace new, make sure that the boat ramp is open. If you're going with a boat, make sure the gate's open. When the hours are.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. That was a rough start for you guys getting out there and having to drag the boat around. I'm not sure how you did it. If you slipped it under or over or around it, I don't know what you guys did.
Well, we kind of got it. Luckily, fishermen are great. There was this other guy there waiting, and he gave us an extra pair of hands, but it was still. We had to take the motor off, the trolling motor, the batteries out because it's an old 1990 something Starcraft aluminum, but that's not a little bitty John boat. That's a big heavy boat, and then all that other stuff in there. And then of course, I set the motor down and tipped it and kind of flooded so that was another. So we were doing that in that heavy wind in the James with a bunch of current with a trolling motor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something else. This I want to bring this up real quick because we're talking about how bad we've been struggling on fish, but this guy Dave has been smacking the big fish this last weekend. He actually broke his PB twice on Hoover Reservoir. He broke it with 47 pounds, I believe, on Friday, and then busted it again on Sunday with a 50-pounder with a couple other, I know at least one other 40 in between. And I got to be honest, we've been talking about going up to Hoover for a while, and we started seeing these big fish chewing. We're like, oh, we got to go get in on that. So we ran all the way up there yesterday. Nothing. Well, we caught some small fish, but we didn't catch any good fish. The conditions were terrible. I couldn't get on. I marked a lot of fish. We tried dragging with the wind, against the wind, anchoring, suspending. We did it all. And
I have a question for Dave. And I know you all were fishing during the day. Was he fishing during the day, or was it later on in the day, evening? What time of the day?
I don't know. I know he was fishing during the day. I know he fishes at night too, but we fished from sunup. We actually quit around 4:30, I think, about an hour before dark.
Because here's what happened here. We did the we fished down probably the middle section of the James River on Saturday. And then on Sunday we went back upriver, but we fished that same early morning to early afternoon hours. And both days were just horrible. But one of my two Stan's family members went out there and he fished Saturday night or Sunday. Well, either one over the weekend at nighttime. And he caught a couple 30-pounders, a couple 20s, but it was nighttime. So I don't know because we had, I say brutal conditions, but it was only brutal because the wind was just ferocious. It was like 75, 80 degrees. It was plenty. It was actually too hot, but the wind was just ferocious both days and blowing against current and, every which way wrong. And, so I'm wondering if it being hotter here than it normally is in November and in because Epic says that the more than temperature, that catfish relate to the amount of daylight in the day. So,
Right.
so by the amount of daylight they have, normally the water is a little bit cooler now. So I'm wondering if that's got them screwed up a little bit, and they're on a night bite now.
Well,
I don't know, but they did a great job. They got, like I said, a couple 30s, some 20s, 10s, and we couldn't even we got the dinks on Saturday and then couldn't even buy a bite on Sunday. So,
right. Well, the fish, luckily they can't read a calendar. They don't know what month of the year it is. They can only react to their environment. So if their environment's getting colder, while our environment still hasn't gotten cold for this time of the year, they're dealing with a long, I guess you could say, a drawn out fall or autumn, because we're not down in the temperatures. We ain't got the water flow. We look, actually, Zach does a really good job keeping track of records and numbers and stuff. Like he kept track of fish last year, every month, how many fish we caught each month. And then at the end of the year, we were actually blown away by which months actually were our best. But he also keeps track of flow. This time last year, our dam was kicking out 90,000 cubic feet a second, and right now it's kicking out 15. So, like, there's a lot of things that's
Same here, Roger. We're a tidal river, so we still get the tides coming in and out, but the flow coming down from the upper James is all, mountain flow and etc. And that's way down. And so the water movement isn't there and current's not there. And we all know the number one thing to look for with blue cats is current. So
flow, yeah. Well, that's the thing about this reservoir. It doesn't have any flow. So we were trying to figure out where the bait's at. And, where the bait's at should be where the fish are at. And so we were, thought we were on the right track. And like I said, we marked fish. We marked a few good fish, but we just couldn't connect the dots. But things are cooling down next week. I mean, it's like we're 40s here, and the nights are in the 20s starting Saturday. So we'll see how things go. I'd like for the temperatures to start dropping and continue to stay there as we move into. You froze up for a second, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
I thought you were just really focused on what I was saying.
And I thought it was you that was frozen.
It might be. On my end, it's you that's frozen. You guys can tell us. Check who's freezing up here. A serious question. Oh man, Uncle Jeep drops a serious question. You're gonna have to screenshot this.
Wow.
Do blue cats go dormant? Well, looks like he is having some trouble over there. Do blue cats go dormant in slow, non-moving water? No. Yeah, they're saying that it's
all right.
Stands freezing up. Yeah, it looks like he's had some connection issues there, but he looks good now. So I'll give you my 2 cents, and but I say no. The blue cats don't really go dormant. So what really happens is their metabolism slows down. So in the warmer temperatures, their body digests food much more quickly, and therefore they have to eat a lot more often because their bodies just keep processing the food they're eating over much faster. In the wintertime, everything kind of slows down. So they don't have to eat as much or as frequently as they do in the warmer waters. So they do become a little slower and a little, I guess, a little lethargic, but they don't go dormant at all. Now, flatheads, they're a different story. They will pretty much shut down. I'm not sure what kind of feeding they have to maintain during the cold months, or if any, but they do really slow down. But that's my 2 cents. Stan?
I totally agree with that. It's they will definitely the bite windows definitely become shorter. That's kind of why I was asking before about if the person was fishing during the day or at night, because that as it gets later in the year, the bite windows, and what I mean by bite windows, when they're actively feeding, and as it gets colder during the night, that'll switch over. In most cases, it'll switch over to more of a day bite, maybe an early morning or a late afternoon, but where the sun is warming up the water a little bit. And but they will also tend to try to get in the most comfortable conditions that they can get in. So that's another thing to look for.
Yeah, Dave says that he's pulled out many muddy blues at Hoover during the wintertime. And that's kind of a common thing in the colder water. What's that? Oh, Uncle G dropped a 222 non-trophy. There we go.
Wow, it's reverse day here.
It's opposites day here on Muskrat Adventures. So yeah, I agree. I think they do slow down, and but they still got to eat. They're more active obviously than the flatheads, and even channel cats. I'm not sure which one is more active in the colder weather between channels and blues. I think blues are, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
I'm not 100% either, but I do believe it is the blues, and that is also right there why you'll hear people say one of the things you can try if you're trying different things, you can't get a bite, is downside. If you're used to using the donkey baits, the fish is not going to be able to digest as much during the colder weather with the metabolism being low. So that is a time to try maybe your smaller baits. And that is actually what happened Saturday. Is we weren't getting anything until I downsized baits, but then all he did then is catch some small fish. But hey, it was a fish at least we're on the board.
Yeah, we kind of played around yesterday with baits. We was running live bluegills. We whole shad, cut shad. We had chicken out there. We actually caught. Actually, I think we caught all of our fish on chicken.
That's what you were saying.
I think we caught them all on chicken. I did have one good takedown with a bluegill, and he didn't hook up. But we was really, our target yesterday was just we had a guy that turns out he's related to Skip, but I've known him for 20 years. We used to work together way back in the day. And so when he showed up to get in the boat, I was like, hey, I know this guy. So our goal was just to he used to do pay lakes, a couple years ago. He hadn't been to a pay lake in like 2 years, and he was wanting to get back into fishing. And we was like, hey, let's show you a different way of fishing. And in my opinion, if you really want to try to get somebody, if you want to teach conservation and, try to get somebody out of pay lake and beating them over the head and yelling at them and calling them names, and it's not going to fix anything. Education is about all you could do is teach them and show them what you know, and then they're going to make their own decision. So that's what we did. We took him out. He actually had a really good time, and can't wait to go back out again. So
a majority of the people that use pay lakes aren't bad people. They just, like you said, they're just not informed about what the pay lakes are doing.
I did. I went to pay lakes. I mean, that's not a secret. I am ashamed of it, kind of, but back in the day when I didn't know any better, I went to pay lakes. I wanted to catch big fish, and then a buddy of mine did the exact same thing I try to do. It's like, hey man, if you saw what those fish are going through, and you seen if you caught some fish out of the river, you'd give up that stuff. He's like, you catch a fish in its natural environment, it's totally different than catching them out there. And he did. He took me out. And we went fishing. I was like, oh yeah. And then they kicked in. They're like, man, they're stealing all these fish out of the river. I mean, I guess it never clicked. Like, where are these fish coming from? It's just raining giant blues. But
Roger, people that haven't really, like, I was raised fishing I've been fishing since longer than I can remember. Stan 3's been fishing since he was a couple months old. So, we kind of have an idea of how things work. A lot of people, if they weren't raised like that, they just, they go get a pole and, hey, there's the pay lake there. There's fish there. I know I can catch some fish there. They have no idea where the fish. They think they're just raised right there in that pond, and they lived there. And
Yeah.
a lot of people have no idea whatsoever where those fish come from.
And real quick, I see that we've got Daryl Trophy Seekers is in the house. I seen Justin sneak in a little bit ago. What's up, buddy? Kevin Palmetto Cats is here as well. I know we mentioned Tim Molina, but just want to say hello there. There's some good comments going on in the chat. But yeah, the people, there are actually pay lakes that do use, hatcheries and farm raised catfish and stuff like that, and even other species, trout and there's bass pay lakes and everything else. But as far as conservation and trying to get people educated, that's all you can do. You can try to explain to them, what you know and what you've seen, and then after that, that's all you can do. That's it.
We got Paula Smith out there. How's it going, Paula?
Give it time. When you fish a pay lake, you pull up a box of fish sticks.
All right, Uncle Jeep is back.
Hey, there. Paula Smith, did you all see my great news? I did not. I've been crazy busy. I haven't been able to keep up with anything. If you don't mind sharing your great news in chat, I would love to hear it for one.
I definitely would also.
Trophy, Daryl, I seen his comment earlier. He said the fish were completely not where he thought they were going to be today. And we'll touch on that.
I was hoping he was going to say that the fish were nowhere. The whole Tennessee River went dry.
What's up, Joe? Thanks for stopping in, buddy. I'm going to say that's probably not going to be the case.
No.
Hey,
you can hope, right? Now, and for those that don't know why I'm wishing such ill will on the Tennessee River right now.
Go ahead and lay it on them.
It is the Battle of the Rivers coming up on November 19th. Team James River versus Team Tennessee River. So, oh, of course, no, Stan, I smoked them today. Well, good for you, Daryl.
How come it wasn't live? You tried to go live and then you shut it off, man. What the heck?
So that is going to be, by the way, on November 19th, James River versus Tennessee River. It's on Palmetto Cats channel, 9 a.m. to 2.
I was trying to get I was trying to find the daggone picture, the thumbnail for it. We showed it with everybody so they can watch for it over on Kevin's channel. Kevin already did right there. Right there's a link to the River Wars. If you guys want to click on that and set the reminder on it when we comes time for the River War. Now this is on the 19th. On the 19th, and then we also the following week. That was just for my man Stan. I got you. The following week on the 26th will be the Ohio versus the Cooper River. And that one there, I seen a poll that went up that one there is anticipated to be the most entertaining one. So Stan, you guys got your hands full.
I don't know.
There might not be much shenanigans going on. There we go. Might not be much shenanigans going on. You guys are going to be hardcore fishing it out.
Kenny, I don't know. Not much of an improvement. Not much of an. So if that's the truth, Jeremy better get his money back.
So right here is the next battle coming up. I'll pull that down real quick so y'all can see it. So November 19th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You got the James River, and their team captain is Two Stands. Two Stands, introduce your team.
Well, of course, we've got myself will be fishing. We got Stan 3 right over there in the middle of the picture. We got Team Snag and Whiskers. Dustin is there. He'll be fishing with the other half of Team Snag and Whiskers. Sean, that's who they fish with. And we have Ed Evans coming down. He's been down here. Was here last week. Did some fishing with Team Snag and Whiskers. Dustin myself, we were out there one of the nights, and so he is rounding out the James River team.
Oh, Jeremy, come on, man. He just timed his dad out for that. Oh, boy. He said he just couldn't pass it up. He timed out his own dad. And over here fishing for Team Tennessee is Captain Jody is the team captain over there. And so you guys recognize these guys. They got Bobcat, Daryl with Trophy Seeker Outdoors, and then Brandon from Fish Shizzle. Fish Shizzle. Dang it.
I had it. I'm like, watch this. I'm going to show Roger how to just say this one. Nope. Fish Shizzle.
There you go. Gesundheit. Brandon's a sleeper. No cancer in my bones and looks like just scar tissue and no cancer in the lungs. 4 treatments left. Thanks be to God. Holy cow, Paula. That is fantastic news.
Right. Amen.
Holy moly. We got to celebrate somehow. That's Paul, I'm really happy for you. I know that's been a long, drawn out battle, and you've been on an emotional roller coaster as anyone could expect. But really, really happy to see that. I can't get my fat finger to move stuff fast enough. I'm missing my mouse, man. I forgot my mouse. I'm bouncing back and forth between 2 houses all the time. I'm running my guts out, and I'm trying to just keep up with everything. I'm just trying to keep things afloat. Anyway. Stan, I didn't catch the last guy on your team. Who did you say it was?
It is Ed Evans. Ed Evans.
Evans. Now, where's he actually from?
He is actually from Pennsylvania. He fishes the Susquehanna River a lot. And I'm sorry, the Schuylkill River. Schuylkill River rats. But he's been doing
Thursday nights. Yeah, with Jody.
Yeah, he's won quite a few of those. He's a big flathead fisherman.
We did the same thing. You are as bad as Creole. The same comments get our attention at the exact same time. Would have thought Bob would have been the captain. Well, they voted, and that's what they came up with. I got appointed team captain. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, it was one of those. No, you do it. No, you do it. No, you be captain.
Yeah. Paula says, "Thank you for all your prayers and support." And I know that there's a lot of people here in chat that have helped say prayers and kind words for Paula. And then they had the benefit tournament there during the Halloween weekend I had with the kids, and I saw that went really well. So. Do you know Ed Evans' channel name? It is just Ed Evans, isn't it?
Ed Evans Catfishing, I think. But I can send that right to you when we get done here, Kevin, because if I try to start doing that now on the show, I'll be off the show.
Tommy had a one-of-a-kind fishing tournament this last weekend. So it was I think it was 3 channel cats, 3 crappie, and 3 sawguy, if I'm correct, for Buckeye. And so they were going for the top 3 fish there. And so he had Joe, it looks like Euchreman, and Jerry Height. And I know Jerry fishes a lot of those tournaments. So anytime we can help you out, buddy, no problem. Somebody from Facebook says, "What's up, Roger?" So from Facebook land, I'll see if I can figure out who that is real quick. But appreciate you stopping in and hanging out with us. Paula says, "Fishing is on now." And Brian already dropped it. He was one step ahead of you. Got the link.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to attempt it, but I'll just.
I am attempting to.
These fingers and the little buttons on the screen don't really match. So
I was trying to pull up the live stream, but it didn't work. But what did work was this. So if Dave's still in here, maybe he is, maybe he ain't. But that's Mr. Dave Funk with his new PB, 50-pound butterball out of Hoover. That is a good fish. Now, what the thing to note here is that they started stocking blues in 2011 in Hoover. They've been growing at a crazy rate. And there's not very many 50-pound fish or plus in this lake. And Dave caught one of them. And I believe that was a 43 caught. And that's probably the 43. The other one, I think, was the 47. 43, 47, and 50 in the same weekend. Well, within 2 days. So.
Minnow Dunker says the mayor needs another 222 to beat the Tennessee River.
Uh-oh. Well, that is going to be a great show. We
have had many three fish over 150. Just one outing, 350s. Stand 3 did that in the first Iron Cat.
At the same time, in the same kayak.
Yeah, boom, 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 back to back to back to back. Then I think they ended up catching some other. Dan did it. Dan doubled up that same night, I think, with a couple of big fish. We had a stand day, I think in September, the most recent one. We got a 63, 50, 40 something afterwards. We've done it a bunch of times, so there is the possibility that any one of us or a couple of us could even get on that.
Well, that's kind of one of the things we talked about before the show here was dealing with these tough conditions, especially when you're dealing with them in a repetitive way. So like for instance, we went out Sunday and fished all day on the Ohio River, caught one fish. And then I was like, I'm not going back out there. If Dave Funk can catch some big fish, I might be able to catch some small fish. So we loaded up and went to Hoover, and then didn't have a very good day up there either. And I don't know about you, but for me, it seems to change the way, because often we've said that confidence is key in your fishing ability. Well, when you're getting your butt kicked over and over again, does it affect the way you fish? Do you fish differently? Do you find it harder to, stay positive and stay on task, keep trying new things? Or you find yourself just like, man, I'm just done.
Yeah.
This day's over. Let's just call this a wash and we'll go another day.
On Saturday, like I said, from right at the beginning where you've got to get the gate unlocked. First, the bait shop wasn't open yet. Then the gate to the launch. Then have the unload, and then you get out there, and then the wind. The wind is just. The wind is just. I'd rather fish in rain, snow, cold weather than wind. Wind is just it just beats because it doesn't stop. It's just boom, boom. It's in your face. And I think part of that, though, is fishing live, too, because you're so worried about your sound. So that adds a whole nother dimension of stress on it that you're worried about your sound. You can't talk, and you're always trying to keep the wind noise down. And so we tried a bunch of different things on Saturday. And then we get out to the river on Sunday, and it's the same thing again. It's like, oh, man, enough. All right, I'm done. And I think we didn't even get a bite on Sunday, and I think that was part of it. Just I was beat within a half hour of being out there, and it was just, all right, come on, this couple of hours got to go. I just want to go home. Yeah, when I don't say that very often.
Yeah. Well, the same happened to me. We had terrible wind. Now we had good wind direction. We had straight north wind yesterday, which is perfect for that lake because it's a straight north-south lake. It ain't very wide. But it was, we had rollers by like 9 o'clock, 9:30. We're just getting beat. And, the wind noise luckily was not a big deal, but generally the wind problem, don't eat Taco Bell before going fishing. That's what I had tonight for dinner. Taco Tuesday, baby. Hey, we got Jerry Parker in the house. Maurice Cason's in the house. John Boyd jumped in. Squirrel's here. Thank you guys for stopping in. That's kind of how I wonder too. You know, a lot of, you know, we always talk about the positivity and, you know, trying to fish with confidence. But after a while, you're like, man, I've done everything. I tried deep. I tried shallow. I tried dragging. I tried drifting. I went with the wind. I went against the wind. I stopped. I went, you know, and after a while, you're like, I got fresh bait. What else you want from me?
Yeah, we had fresh bait. We had big baits. We had small bait. It was just.
But that's, you know, that's one of the things about the YouTube community is how much information gets shared. And so it seems really you need to bump Roger. What? Oh, I need to bump. I wish I could. There's nowhere to bump here. Or we have no flow. We have no flow. But you know, we gather so much when we see that, like, even in a live tournament, it's like when somebody's catching fish, it's like everyone's catching fish. And then like all of a sudden it's like everyone's not catching fish. I mean, there might be the one-off or somebody's doing well.
Right.
But I don't know how many tournaments if I've noticed, just not paying much attention, that it's like, man, like everyone's activity kind of died off at the same time. And everyone's at different areas of the country. So I think I'm too much shorter after our trip.
Yeah. And that you know, and physically that beats you too, because that we had that wind and the waves were going all day like this, and then there were so many other boats because it was warm weather. It was warm out, so everybody was getting their last runs in with their, you know, the warm weather boaters, the pleasure boaters, and they were getting their last trip in, even though it was windy as whatever and white caps out there. So on top of that, then you got the boats flying by you. So it was just all day, and it was a lot. You know
that'll wear on you. Being on a rough water all day, you don't think about all the muscles you're using to keep your body straight and everything. You get off the water, you feel like you've been beat all over by a baseball bat. And, you know, it's just from using all your muscles to help keep your balance. Hey, there's Michelle. It's all mine. I saw the Spouse of the Year promo video that was put up. That was really good. I'd say you got a strong standing with all the support you've gotten over there on the dock, and supporting Tom, and then all the people that have come through your house, actually, you know, feeding them and talking to them and just being a good pillar in the community.
I've been there.
I haven't been there yet. I haven't got any breakfast sandwiches or any ooey gooeys, but it's on my list. It's on my list.
I think I was either the first or the second, one of the two, but
so that kind of leads me to a question. Well, I think we may have talked about this on other shows, and maybe not you and I, but about how has YouTube or just social media and period changed the way you fish, or has it?
Oh, without a doubt, both good and bad. You know, because there is that when you're doing live. Well, first of all, and I think there's also a couple different forms of that too. Like if you're participating in a tournament, there's that pressure that, okay, number one, you're fishing the tournament. Well, number two, then you're fishing that tournament live for everybody to see. So it puts that on there. But also, if you're just out fishing live,
Jeremy,
you have that pressure that, okay, man, I gotta put fish up here every week, or why is anybody gonna watch? I mean,
right?
You know, so it does put a lot more pressure on it. And then, you know, like we do stand day every Sunday morning. So whether it's whatever conditions it is, you're going out fishing.
How long have you guys been doing stand day? Like
almost 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
And I could tell you, and anybody in here who's ran a weekly show can tell you that to do it every week, and you've only missed like how many? Like one or two?
Not many. Like in October, I didn't do because of CatCon,
Yeah.
and then with Chad's charity tournament, it's a couples challenge. I didn't do it then. So on things like that, where it was like a charity tournament, or if I was fishing in another tournament, but I still out live fishing. But yeah, pretty. Other than that, just to like say, okay, I'm not going.
Yeah, it's a long time. That's a big commitment. Just doing this show every Tuesday night. I mean, I've missed a few. I'm lucky I got Jeremy. That we don't have to cancel a show very often. He can take a night off, or I could take a night off, and it helps us both out. But for me, I think I wouldn't even be half the fisherman I am without YouTube and social media. I've learned so much from so many anglers, and I'm continuing to learn from each and every person. Just because somebody doesn't catch giant fish doesn't mean that something they're doing in their body of water wouldn't work in my body of water, or wouldn't work in one of my scenarios. And so I like watching everybody, because you just don't know what you're going to pick up.
And that's a great point, Roger. And I've said it a lot. You brought up about the big fish, and I've said it a lot that I'm blessed that I'm right here at the James River, and there's monsters in here, but it's not the size of fish, the size of the excitement. And
I love that saying. If
it's 5-pound fish that you have there, man, if you're excited about it, that's a monster. That's
right.
Look at Avid had the tournament the other day with the lady anglers, and they were all getting excited, and they're calling people out now. And I guess Tanya Hollis is called out stand 2. So
she's been listening to Dom too much, man. Her head getting too big.
So there's I guess you got to be looking for something coming up with that, but yeah. So it's the excitement, and you are right. You can pick up things that obviously we've all talked with Epic, but just some things that you've seen on a bunch of different channels.
Oh yeah.
Maybe a way like the way Chad ties his the double Kentucky rig, and I know Skip had a rig out, a jig out for that, and I kind of have taken the two of those, put it together with something that Epic does, and make a whole nother thing. And it's just there's so many things out there that it's just. And now carp fishing, and you can pick up things with carp fishing that you can use for catfishing, and it's just the amount of information that's out there. Be willing to listen to anybody, and hey, it's only weird if it doesn't work. So
that's right. Yeah, you'd be surprised what works in different scenarios. And Keith Reeves right here, man. Community that we're a part of is awesome, and that's one of the things we love, to razz each other and tease and poke on each other. That's just the way it is, as any family is. You poke on your brother and you tease your sister, but at the end of the day, you love each other. And if any one of them needed your help, you'd be there. And we see that over and over again in the community. The people that have something crazy going on, and the community rallies behind and helps them out. And one day it might be me or you. So,
and man, there's a Murillo Family Fishing at CatCon. He gifted us a carp sling. Well, I say this is a monster sling. What's great about it is, man, you can put from small catfish in there to the monsters in there, and I guess kind of from it being wrapped up around them, it kind of calms them down. Like they don't jump around as much, and number one, it's the best way. It's for the safety of the fish and the proper handling of the fish with that sling wrapped around it. It doesn't put a lot of stress on their body, and you can get it done quickly and get them in and out of it and back in the water. So we love it. We love it. We love it. That, and we now have a proper net too. We've got the HydroWeb 80, so now we can land any fish that's in the water. So
yeah, it definitely having the proper gear to handle those big fish. You know, we could probably do a show of just proper handling of fish, from everything from netting the fish properly, using grippers or don't use your grippers, dropping the fish, how long to keep the fish out the water, you know, weighing the fish, you know, all that, you know, and then like I watched a video today about the new Tennessee state record about all that he had to go through to get that fish, certified. And the whole time, the guy that caught it I seen bits and pieces of other people's videos. The whole time he was saying, man, just let the fish go. I ain't worried about it. You know what I mean? We've had this fish too long. We've got to get this fish back in the water, you know. And luckily with the technology that we have now, you know, a lot of these guys' live wells are better conditions than the water, you know, with pure oxygen tanks being pumped to the fish. You know, when you go to the hospital and you got something terribly wrong with you, what's the first thing they do? They put oxygen to you.
Oxygen.
Yeah. And they do the same thing to the fish. And the fish are actually in a better environment in the live well with that pure oxygen and controlled atmosphere than just releasing them back after they've had their butts kicked or wore out. But yeah, you can almost do a whole show just on handling a fish because, you know, it's not, I'm sure nobody is intentionally, ladies are here, watch out. All right. I will send anybody who wants the link, ladies, we will stand back and you guys can have it. I've got to go back and watch that. I wasn't able to this last weekend to watch the ladies event, but just as much as I enjoy the kids and my events, I love watching those events too.
And Roger, I'm going to give you credit. You know, you like my saying. I have one of the best sayings that I've heard, and it came from you. When people ask, how do you catch bigger fish? Well, it's pretty simple. You prepare to catch big fish.
You got to be prepared, man.
And you just got to got to have the right equipment for it. That doesn't mean that you can't. You can catch a whatever fish, but the best way to consistently catch big fish is to be fishing for big fish. That's and you've said that for as long as I've known you now. So
yeah, and it sounds simple, but you know, if you take your time and do the due diligence, I messed up. I caught a big fish in Tennessee, bumping, and you know, normally it's a good practice for me to after a big fish, I'll run my finger up the line and a nail and see if it's been scarred up because our tooth pad is very abrasive. And I did not do that and went back to bumping. I was excited, man. We was catching nice fish, and boom, I hooked into a giant. I mean, a giant, and took off peel and drag running upriver. Like, oh boy, this is a good one. Bam, popped off. I'm like, son of a gun. Broke my line. And it was my fault. I did not check my leader line after I knew that I put it, you know, stressed out. But you know, you gotta check your gear. You gotta, you know, make sure you got the proper size landing net that you could actually land the biggest fish in the water, because you just might catch them. Every time you go, you have the possibility of catching the biggest fish in the water. And whether you land him or not, or ever get to see him or not, will be determined on whether you were prepared or not. Normally, well, we all know the story of somebody catching a 80-pounder on a Snoopy rod or something, you know, I mean, something crazy
with bubble gum and
bubble gum and a Twizzler. Sharina's in the house. Welcome.
Up to 59 awesome people out there. Thank you, everybody, for coming in tonight.
We're just kind of going through some topics off the top of our head. We actually bounced some ideas off each other earlier today, and it's coming into tonight's show, and we're just kind of spinning off of things as I can recall them.
So typical Tuesday night.
Yeah. Well, we like to say structure. So honestly, the way me and Jeremy do it is we usually have a topic or an idea. Sometimes we'll have 2 or 3, and that'll be what kicks off the show. And if we run into a downtime or the conversation or the chat starts to slow down and no questions are coming, then we go on to the next topic and get fired back up again.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of our, I don't know what you'd call it. That's kind of our routine or our niche, I guess. Ohio only has 1 big fish in it, and J-Dog and Tara have caught it 3 times. Well, that may be true. The only thing better than catching it 3 times is catching it 4 times. And if we can catch it a 4th time, come the 26th. Land him under the jail. Well, I stand behind my co-host, so he's going down. I'm going down with him. I might want to reconsider. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the River Wars. The first one, I was so painful to watch. Not just so much. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I was rooting for the Mississippi River, but when the conditions that they've had and the results that they got out of it, man, it was tough to watch. I felt so bad for those guys, man. It's like, man, because we all know that their fishery is, just like most of the others, it's top notch.
Until it's at record level lows and
yeah. It's hard to use previous data or use previous scenarios to mimic when you've never had that scenario in your life.
And
neither have the fish.
Yeah, and we were talking about it earlier, Roger, as far as with fish in the brutal conditions, and they've that really low water, and so they're facing things that they haven't really had to try to fish before, and they were battling hard.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I heard Jeremy say 2 words the whole time, and not that he does talk much during the tournament, but
I was gonna say, he's using game face on game day.
But usually he has some words to say as he's catching the fish and throwing it back, and but nothing. I mean, it was just yeah.
Well, it looks like Chad and Freddie's here, so they finally wrapped up their show over there on Kevin's channel. I've been keeping an eye on them running over there. They held 7. Yeah, they held 7 people in chat for hostage till now. So, have you picked a team yet? What are you talking about, Goober? You're on the team. Everyone else is like, well, we had to put so-and-so on our team. I'm just playing. No, our team is the River Warriors because your Joeys are allowed to fish. You basically have as many people as you want, but you only allow 6 rods. So you can add more or less people as you want. So there'll be Team River Warriors representing, and then J-Dog, Chad, and Mike Greenwell.
It's a good team. That's a good team.
I asked Dee first, and she's like, let me check with Chad. And I'm like, don't say that. And I was like, all right, Chad, do you want to be on the team?
But we all know it's Dee that's the partner. But
yeah, well, Chad's good. Chad's all right. We like to tease Chad. Chad's picked up quite a bit. He don't fish nearly as much as most of us do. And I like to see him put some big fish in the boat and make me feel a hell of a lot better about going into this competition. But Chad does pretty good. He knows his dragon, and he knows his area of the river. So I feel confident in him. I think Freddie is going to let me be his Joey. Well, that'd be an interesting twist to the event. I mean, Freddie needs all the help he can get. I mean,
I was going to say definitely a smart pick by Freddie. Yeah,
that's you could put Freddie's name on it, but Freddie will be the Joey. Jeremy is going to be running the show. and I'm okay with that because on our boat, Zach is the brains of he's the captain of the ship, and he's not a dictator though. We all sit down and discuss and run ideas and bounce stuff off each other. 9 times out of 10, it's exactly what the other person was thinking anyway.
And that brings up another point. Like when we were talking earlier about picking things up, and it's not only from what you see on YouTube, but when you actually get to meet the other people. Like when you and Zach came here, and Zach put on an electronics mega course for me that night. Yeah. I didn't care that I didn't care about that I didn't catch any fish. I was just sitting there. I could have listened to Zach for about 7 more hours with going over all the different electronics and how that was working, and just how he thought about things there. That was really quite a night.
Well, Freddie just pretty much. I like Freddie's approach. Just straightforward. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't blow smoke. Roger, I'm using JTC for his boat and his knowledge.
Hey.
He's calling it like he sees it, and he's calling it like we see it. I like your style. Let's see. Jeremy could have been in. I sent him an email months ago. I missed something there, but that's all right. JBT's in the house. I seen you roll in, but I missed you. Welcome. And Turtle Lady's in the house. I listened to part of the show there. I was actually supposed to be in the show with Sharina and JBT a couple Friday nights ago, talking about the kids tournament, but where I was at, I could not get service, couldn't get in. I could listen to part of it, but I heard her talking about noodling big turtles out of holes. I'm like, that is the exact opposite of what every noodler I know wants is stick their hand in there and find a turtle. And she's going in looking for the turtle. I'm like, and you haven't lost any fingers. I'm like, I don't get it. This girl's crazy. I didn't get to hear the whole show out, so I can't make assumptions. There may be more to it than that, but Turtle Lady Noodler just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's a thing.
But I know you didn't run out of stuff to talk about. I'm already looking at my list right here. I was like, man, we had so much. Oh yeah, we still got all kinds of. I'm not even opening these topics. We'll be here for a while.
She said, never lost a finger. Keeps her sane.
Never lost. Keeps me sane. I don't know. I think you're missing some letters because I'm thinking you might be a little insane. Go chasing them things. But I don't know you well enough to pick on you too hard. So I'll be quiet and I'll respect myself. Paint Creek is great for noodling turtles. Zach, how in the world? But I know you ain't noodling turtles, are you? Paint Creek is a good fishery, though. I like it. I think we might try to get out there here before too long. I don't know. My schedule's so stupid, and I'm spread so thin. I don't know if I'm coming or going. So I want to go get some crappie fishing done, but I don't know.
I haven't. Stan 3 and I keep saying that we're going to do that here. Where we used to live, upstate New York, crappie was right on the lake that we lived on. It was nothing to go out and get a stringer full of, big 14, 15, 16-inch crappie. They were huge crappie in this lake.
Oh, crap. That is
big,
huge. Big
jumbo perch. Pickerel. It was a mountain lake, and it had just the right amount of fishing pressure. It was basically a private lake, and it was just perfect. There was enough harvesting. There was enough food source. The water conditions were perfect. I mean, it was filled with big fish. And there was plenty of every fish. It was great.
I see Tom come in. LG Bass, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for stopping in. I missed something because it sounds like there's a male versus female contest, and they've already picked teams. I didn't even hear about it. So I must not have made the cut.
This all apparently happened on after the ladies tournament. They had
some smack talking going on.
Yeah, well, they got the Facebook, the group chat thing going on. So I guess one thing led to another, and Missy called out Brian, and I guess Tanya called me out, and JBT's in there, and Possum called out. So there's
it's women versus men, huh?
Apparently.
And it was their idea. That's what.
Oh yeah, their idea, yeah.
Sharina said she didn't make the cut either. Wow. Sean Briggs Outdoors says, hi, everyone. Hope everyone's night is going well. Thank you, Sean, for stopping in. We're having a good time, as always. We've covered a lot of topics tonight. I don't think we didn't really deep dive into anything, but I think
no, it just kind of went boom, 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 one to another, and but that brings up with them being out in chat talking about this and seeing their excitement out in chat. That's the one great thing that's one of the things that I love about fishing is the fish don't care who you are. They don't care if you're rich, poor, old, young, man, woman, what color. It doesn't matter to them.
They don't care how fancy your boat is.
That's right.
How pretty your rods are.
It is an equal opportunity sport, and that's one of the things that I love about it.
Absolutely, man. That's the thing, and just to you just never know what you're going to get. I mean, you could be completely skunking and just having a terrible day, and then boom, your PB takes off, and you're like, holy crap! The Tennessee state record I watched when I said I watched that video today. He caught that fish on a piece of 3 inches of. It was like, I think he said they were like 9 and 10 inch skipjack. That's all the size he could catch. And he cut like a 3-inch head off of one. And that's what he caught 119-pound blue cat on.
Crazy.
Little tiny piece of bait. Elephants eat peanuts.
They definitely do. And we've talked about that before. And same thing with like the spooks and the rattles and all the different things like that. And if we keep hearing a noise and we just go to kind of check it out, and there's a little Reese's cup sitting there, a little thing, boom, it don't stand a chance.
Right, that's right. Yeah, I've used that exact, basically exact simulation. I've always believed whether it's a rattling spook. You can't even call them demon dragons all anymore, because demon dragons was the original, but now there's so many. You kind of just got to say spook, and not to really mix or be favoritism towards one company or another. But whether you're using a spook or a rattle, a spinning rattle of some sort, and a line rattle, I've always felt the same way. Any type of noise I feel is going to get their attention, and I believe your bait will do the rest. 62 would probably have slowed down fishing and hunting, but I have a 14-year-old, so now it's cool watching him learn and do things I did. Yeah, man, that's awesome. That's a very impressionable age, and hooking them into the outdoors. And go ahead, you look like he's
I just gonna say that, like, now I'm getting to experience that as like my father passed, so now I am the number one generation, but as seeing 3 generations with my grandsons and my granddaughters out there, and getting to fish with my son every week. And we've done this now. He's 30 something years old, and like I said, he's been fishing ever since he was a couple months old. So I've been blessed to fish with him for 30 something years, and hunting and all that stuff. So it's just man, there's just no other feeling in the world like it. And
man, they are really fired up in chat about this challenge. I'd like to know who. I tell you what, I'd like to know who started this and who's all in so far. And let's get you guys up here next week and let's just hear it out, because this chat, I can't keep up.
No, that's why you've heard me stumbling here towards the end.
Yeah,
it was kind of it was kind of spattering in there in between. So I was kind of just, trying to read part of it and pay attention. And then it just kind of has just taken over. So now they're talking about Creole and y'all need to recruit Paula Smith. And so now it may be more than a 1 week thing. And
Abbott, I'm definitely going to go back and watch that live. But Abbott, if you want to come up next week and talk about your event, and or if any of the call outs want to come up and talk about what's going on, we could do that.
It was about 2 hours in, I believe, on his Sunday night live chat. So he did his Sunday night show after the tournament, and
right.
Missy was up there, and Possum and Tanya, and they just got all fired up about calling people out.
Yeah, my Saturdays and Sundays are either fishing or recouping. I don't get much YouTube in on the weekends, but yeah, I definitely wanted to go back and watch that event.
And that's what happens to me a lot on Sunday nights. Is by the time I'm done with, because we usually get the granddaughters usually here over the weekend, and so it's from Friday, start with doing the show, and then the girls coming here, and then busy doing everything Saturday, and then Sunday going fishing. So by the time it hits Sunday night, I'm worn out.
He's smart right here. I'm not gonna. I got enough details for a tournament. I don't know the rules too. Yeah,
for myself, I heard there was fried catfish involved in this, so
it's off to a good start. Start.
There you go.
I don't know. J-Dog today on their J-Dog and Cody show this morning, J-Dog volunteered to jump in the river if we won against the Cooper. Said he was going to do the polar plunge butt naked. Which we can't go butt naked.
I don't know about the last part, but
he's going to go in with shorts on. I don't know if he's coming out with shorts on, but he's going to go in. I don't know what happened. I don't know what brought that up. He just blurted it out like he's wanted to do it all of his life. There you go. Catfish Weekly was good last night. Learned how to make something for two types of people. I got you. I didn't watch Catfish Weekly last night.
Oh,
and six-pack of Mountain Dew.
So hey, she's got me already.
Got fried catfish and Mountain Dew. I mean, I don't know what the rules are, but the results sound great. We're even trying to get up with Tara. There you go. I tell you what, these women, they play this smart. They'll kick some butt.
Hey, stranger things have happened, huh?
Yeah.
I've been known to take second place in a few tournaments to some lady anglers, so I can't say much.
I ain't too proud to be beat by a woman.
Nope.
Scratch that. All right, here we are. We're at a crossroads. We're at 9:08. I can either open the can on this next subject, or we could sit on it and wrap things up.
Up to you. I'm
gonna open it.
All right, let's do it.
So he's gone. He's like, I don't want no part of this.
Hey, I wanted to see what it was going to be first.
I've never seen a woman versus men tournament before. No, you're right. I think it's a lot of, I don't know, probably PR. Guys aren't going to challenge women and women, I'm just going to shut up because I'm just going to get myself in trouble. I'm just going to go on. We're going to go into the next subject, which is
there we go. Good idea.
Which is lots of people are doing fantastic and achieving their dreams, in my opinion, with social media. Whether it be TikTok or YouTube or any other, live streaming, Facebook lives, Twitter. I mean, there's so many different avenues out there. And I feel like there's so much negativity towards so many of the folks that are out there, killing it. And part of me is like, believes it's just pure jealousy. And, part of me just doesn't understand. But in my personal opinion, and this is just me speaking my mind, if I was given the opportunity to go out and do what I love to do, and whether it's, fishing or doing whatever, tying rigs, I don't know. There's so many channels. There's so many people that we haven't even heard of before that are killing it out there, doing what they love and doing it live or doing, making videos, and they're making a living. They're living off of what they love to do. I mean, isn't that everyone's goal from childhood on, is to get paid to do what you love to do? Well, and I feel like there's so many guys that are out there, and I know there's, a lot of people, and I'm not going to point names or say, point fingers or say names, because, you guys all pretty much know most of the people we're talking about that have moved over to like TikTok or whatever and are supplementing their income off of doing what they love. And I'm like, that's freaking awesome. I think it's awesome. Am I jealous? You can tie some rigs, Raj. I won't mind. Oh, got you, buddy. I don't have anything here to tie with. But in my opinion, I feel like, that's, for folks that are living their dream and being successful and having a good time, and that's the choice they make, man, I'd say support them, or they're still part of the family. That's like, just because somebody decides to do a different career or something you just don't agree with, to make their money, it's no different. That's just my 2 cents. I just feel like it was like, I seen some, I don't know where, I seen some comments. It may have been Facebook. It may have been somewhere else.
You'll see the comments everywhere. It's in every chat. It's in every, and I think a lot of it.
I can't keep up with stuff, but in my opinion, it's just like, if anybody that's on here does videos, makes YouTube content or whatever, and then all of a sudden a video just blows up and it goes viral and picks up this, that, and the other, and you started making money off of that video, would you tell them, hey, take it down? Nah, I didn't mean for it to be liked by millions and whatever. No,
Roger. I think some of the negativity comes from the platforms. The 2 main platforms obviously are TikTok and YouTube. Right. That's 2, and so a lot of the people that did the switch over to the TikTok, they got started here on YouTube, and that's where kind of it started from. And but then TikTok's come along. And let's face it, TikTok is easy. But it's 2 different platforms. It's 2 different groups of people. I enjoy both myself, but it's 2 different. It's 2 definitely different platforms, and it's TikTok is really it does a great job with the show part of it. It really does, where the chat, you can do the little sending the roses and all the other kind of stuff like that, and you get the fun graphics going, and all, which we don't do here on, we have the super chat or the super sticker, right, and that that's it. We try to make a big deal out of it with the boom booms or the hey, I
mean, that's people's money that they've earned, and if they decide to part with it to help you out, I mean, I feel that it's our duty to acknowledge and thank them for it, because they definitely do not have to do that.
So I think that it's some people don't want to do the other. Now I froze again.
No, you're good on my end.
Oh, am I? Okay. They don't like the other platform, and then they get upset that they feel like the other person slighted them because now they do mostly TikTok. But let's face it, when you can go to TikTok and have 1,000 people in your chat, right, and that's where there's more activity there right now.
And that brings up Jeremy's point here, is that a lot of people don't like that popularity, that fast moving chat, because there are so many people. And I do get that, because, I don't do a whole lot of TikTok. I just don't have time anymore to do a lot of anything, to be honest. But that is, something you throw a comment in there and it goes so fast, you don't get noticed. But then you're like, do you just get mad and leave, or do you throw the comment up in there, or was it important really to begin with? You just wanted to hear you just wanted the attention of your comment being read or your name being called. So I don't know. I just felt like I've seen a lot of stuff on it, and I just felt like getting that off my chest. I felt like it's like you're either for it or against it. And I say if you're not for it or not with it, why? People are not everybody has the personality to go do that. I couldn't be Chunky in a million years. Right? There's only one, El Stan Perez, and he's doing what he loves to do, and he's having a good time, and he's making money. Sorry, but if I had that opportunity to go out and do what I love to do, and people were dropping roses and school buses and planets, whatever happens over there, all that. Shoot, sign me
getting
up.
a Sea Arc for it.
Getting a Sea Arc for it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not built that way, but doesn't mean I'm right or wrong.
Yeah, and I don't take it as being slighted, and some people, like I said, on the YouTube side of it, feel slighted, like, hey, we gave you the start and now you abandon us, or things like that. And I know that's some of the what I hear or see about it. But hey, everybody's got their own thing, and if that's where there's still so many people here on YouTube.
Yeah, Brian makes a fantastic point here. Everyone wants to be monetized for what? The money. And the biggest thing everyone says is, I'm not in it for the money, which is bullcrap. If you're not in it to make a living, which is cool, but don't knock who is making a living. And, I agree with that 100%. There, Stan, we get monetized. Like I said earlier, somebody drops super chats or, super stickers or whatever. When that money hits, YouTube takes half, right? So it's like, YouTube takes half, right? And then you get it, you get that check on the 21st of the month, right? So on the 21st, all the super chats you got for a month, you'll get half of that, and you'll get paid. And when you do, at least for me, I'm paying my YouTube memberships, I'm paying my Kavana memberships, I'm paying my music streaming memberships,
StreamYard.
Sometimes I got enough to put a little bit of gas in the boat.
Yeah,
and that's it. Then you're done.
Oh yeah, it's gone before it comes in with all the different memberships. And
I'm paying for like cloud storage for video storage and everything else. It goes along, it goes a long ways. But if it'd be a lie to say, well, I don't like that, or I don't need that. It doesn't, I don't want anybody to do that. It'd be a lie. And anybody who's on here that says, I don't fish for money, I fish for fun, and I love it. Eric, shut up. If somebody slid you $20 when you're on a live stream, said, hey man, pick up pizza on the way home or whatever, well, you're only going to get $10 of it. So you're going to Little Caesars. But
that's right. Send it to PayPal.
Yeah. And
that's it.
PayPal would help. I mean, they take a small fee, but they don't take a YouTube fee. But in my opinion, I feel like, a lot of people want to see the super chat go up, and they're trying to get their comment recognized, or that when you send it on, unless you're looking for it, if somebody sends something through PayPal, you don't even know it until like the stream's over and you're like, oh crap, look at this. And people like being noticed, being appreciated and acknowledged right now. And I think there ain't nothing wrong with that. You only make a penny for every ad. Tanya says, yeah, I don't even know.
I don't even think it's a penny.
I don't even break it down to look and see if my videos even make anything. If I get super chats, that's basically the only money I get out of it in a month. And which I'm fortunate, I do get some. But yeah, I don't think I'm making any revenue off my videos. Just aren't, well, to be completely honest, I haven't been making production videos, so it's my fault. So
yeah,
live streams are only good while you're live. Almost nobody goes back and rewatches a live stream.
And Roger, I was earlier today. I shot all the lives that I have done, so I really didn't have time to do videos. But that was our whole channel grew just from live stream. And Stan 3 did a couple videos here and there. But I think to add to Roger's point, and I see some comments out in chat about how people are saying, "Oh, you don't do TikTok. Why?" Well, we got to just accept the fact that some people are going to like TikTok, some people aren't. Some people are going to like YouTube, some people aren't. Whatever you like to do it there. Go to that one. Yeah. There's no need for bad mouthing the other person or this one or that one for doing TikTok or not doing it. Or
I guess you just made me realize why I'm saying is this: we're such a good community, and I'm seeing negativity, and I'm like, we don't need that. There's so many other things in the world to be upset about and negative about. This isn't one of them, in my opinion. I don't know. 21st of the month goes for more stuff for my channel. I never get back what I might spend in a day. Yeah, he is 100% right. Yesterday I spent around $140 just in gas, plus I bought food and drinks, and yeah, it's crazy.
And earlier last year, I too, even on YouTube, there was in YouTube we had our little thing where some channels were growing with outside of the community type, maybe non-fishing. Well, and I was little. There was that little back and forth with some people in the community about that. It's not fair. It's fair. They should, but it's their channel. I was. I can say I was wrong about that. However anybody wants to grow their channel, I know for a lot of us that fought for every single to get there, and then you see other people got there quick, you got, what the hell? It did bother people. But time has passed, and it's like, hey, it's their channel. You can grow your channel however you want to grow it. It's
I had a personal agenda with my growth. Something I'd seen on a lot of channels was like, I guess in a way, bribery. I get to, if you guys can get me here, we're going to do this, this, and this, and come on, guys, and which, hey, I was there. Sign me up. I'll take a free anything, hook me up. But in the end, you didn't get members to your channel that are actually going to help you grow, because you got people that don't even watch or care or don't give any feedback to any of your stuff. So your algorithms and all your analytics are completely off, because all those memberships and all those people that just clicked in to help get that goal, they're not watching the videos to the full extent. They're not leaving feedback. They're not adding anything to help you see where you need to go. Now, I don't take it as serious as I should or could as far as paying attention to my analytics, but there's a lot of but anyway, I decided that I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to chug along at a slow pace, and I want to pick up genuine members who enjoy what we do and have a good time over here, or maybe learn something, whatever. And so we've grown slowly and steady, and I'm happy with where I am. What's going on? Somebody stirring the pot?
Yeah, Dominic, I guess. Somebody said Dominic's throwing. Please remember, I don't know that lady. Throwing Tanya under the bus already.
She says she likes to stay away from TikTok because she ends up watching it for hours.
Yeah. Oh, that's a rabbit hole. Next week. Yeah. You never know what you're going to see.
Yeah.
It's, I agree, Roger. It's, like I said, I was involved in the negativity earlier in the year with calling other channels and this and that, but it's as time goes on, you realize, hey, everybody's got their own channel. Everybody can grow their channel the way they want to grow it. You can go watch what you want to watch or not what you want to watch, but it helps if we don't get involved with negativity and chat with each other. Because that happened on Stand Day a couple weekends ago. Everything's going good, and something came up about TikTok, and next thing you know, you see out there, the evil, blah, and it's like, I'm trying to fish and run the Stand Day and then there's it throws you off. It really does when you start, because you have friends on both sides. So.
And I just feel like I don't feel that anybody's doing anything or getting anything that they, I guess, haven't worked for or earned. I'll just put this out here because I don't care. Is like Has, for instance, he's like one of the hardest working dudes out there, man. He's grinding. He's been hustling and grinding since day one. And for him to be doing what he's doing right now, I think it's freaking awesome. I'm so proud to know him and consider him a friend that, heck yeah, man, he's crushing it as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it takes an investment, time and money. It has Triple City Anglers right now, and Creole's out there. Remember, I'm part of pro staff. You can use code 2stands10. No, but anyways, he had to come up with bucks to get that inventory in ahead of time in order to sell it.
When he invested in himself, it could have failed.
Went to CatCon with him in Kansas City, drove all the way out. 20 some hours straight driving we did, and to go out there and had a little booth out there, and but yeah, that's not only time, every day he's doing that every single day, everything nonstop. So
yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, I see some of these guys out there that they're just hustling and getting it done and having a good time and putting money in their pocket. And I'm like, dude, that's most people's dream. And I seen, I think Marilla said earlier, this stuff doesn't last forever. Everything's trendy, right? So if it's working right now, eventually, something else is going to come along, and we're all going to be irrelevant.
And let's not forget Freddie with the wood burnings and the wood burnings there. Nice job with that one, Freddie. That was one of my favorite wood burnings that you ever did. And the rods that he now sells. So all that was investment. He had to buy the.
Oh, okay. I see where he was going. I just thought he was trying to show off that sturgeon picture.
Well, that was secondary. That was the second. But we were talking about people out there and trying. Freddie. He's got the money invested in getting the products out there, and he had Freddie. To get the rods in to start selling the rods, and he does the. Here's the cereal bowl for hooks and hammocks that Freddie made. But the 3D printer for that, and FOA Customs, and he does a lot of different things. The Flexi Cat thing that he does, and
Freddie Cat. Freddie is just, I'm fortunate enough to have met Freddie and hung out with him, and I consider him a good friend, and he does. Who said it? Who said sturgeon?
But see, but same thing. Then Freddie's always hustling. He's always moving. He's always doing something.
Yeah, He's always working. He's busy. He's busy. You might see him in chat here and there, and he keeps up with a lot. But he's busy. CatCon's only 108 days away. Can't wait to see y'all. I'm hoping to be able to make it this year and shake a hand and hug a neck, as James Smith would say.
That's right. That's right. You definitely don't want to miss it. I was blessed to be able to go to Louisville CatCon last year, to Kansas City CatCon this past October. I was actually, where'd the other one go? I was actually at this CatCon, the one in Kansas City. It was actually pretty cool because I was actually part of. Oh, did I freeze again?
No, you're good. I don't know why it's telling you you're freezing. You're good on my end. I think you're good on there.
I was
Catfish
actually
Conference 2022 Catfish Exhibitor. Is that
right.
Like exhibitionist, or is that?
I was part of the Catfish clothing team there, so
there you go. And that's another thing. When it comes to all these different social media platforms, is all the networking that we get to do. Meet and talk to people that do stuff for so many different companies and different aspects. Merlo, I didn't ask you. Did you click on that?
Accidentally. I was just trying to. Trying.
I seen a couple comments. Jeremy, are you playing with the daggone screen?
Oh, he might be. He might be
backstage. So apparently Tanya is leading the ladies' revolution. Uh-oh. Well, Avid, are you still here? This is Avid's. This started on Avid's deal, and I'm not going to take it away from Avid. And so, Avid, you will be in charge of whoever you want to bring on next Tuesday night to talk about this. I will leave that up to you. So if you're in chat and you want to come in next Tuesday night, talk to Avid. I don't want to step on his toes. I'm not trying to steal his thunder or his thing that's going on. It's so hard to have original ideas in this point in the game with so many people thinking of stuff. I don't have an agent working for me to help brainstorm.
And this they just kind of got together and it just kind of boom. It kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Gosh darn it. It just kind of generated out of nowhere. They were fired up from fishing in that tournament and said, we're going to start hauling them out.
Uncle G says, I'm still looking for the hookup for the bacon discount. You know what I saw a little bit ago? I stopped and picked up some, I like to eat like beef jerky and cheese and stuff when I'm out working, trying to hustle. But I went to grab some jerky and they have bacon jerky. I'm like, isn't that just cooked bacon? You put it in a bag and charge me $9 for it. I'm like, it's just cooked bacon. I go get it.
Slim Jim.
Yeah. It was like for like 8 ounces. I can go get a pound of bacon for like $6. And I don't know.
I was gonna say it's not as cheap as it once was, but it's still cheaper than
that. Yeah. So, but yeah, I've attended a good handful of the catfish conferences, and it's like a family reunion. I really enjoy meeting everybody, and there's so many more people in the community now than what there were when I was in the last catfish conference, year before last. I could just spend all day talking to everybody.
There it was. There was one I was looking for. That I had also gotten this special badge.
Catfish Conference, Stan Smith, Two Stands Fishing, Team VIP. What?
Woo! Yeah.
Man. Rolled
so
up to Red
we will see.
Turtle Lady said she's the one that kind of mentioned it and it took off. So it's all her fault. No, I think it'd be fun. There's always it's like everyone's so scared to say or do anything anymore because everyone's so offended or so easily upset. You know, if you say anything, you know, about women versus men, then it becomes sexist or it becomes whatever. I'm like, just have fun. You know, stop making everything so political.
Exactly. Although speaking of political, I hope everybody got out and voted today.
That is one thing to mention. You know, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of low late now to start saying anything, but I mean, if you don't like the way things are and you didn't vote, you really don't have room to complain a whole lot. You know what I mean? If you didn't at least try to do something about it. So hopefully everyone got to get out and at least use their voice, whether it works, whether things are rigged or whatever. But if you don't vote, you have absolutely no chance of making a difference.
That's right.
That's like going fishing. Yeah, you can go fishing. Your odds might be terrible. We got a full moon. The cold front just came in. They're in the middle of spawn, fast rising water, and all these conditions could be terrible. But if you don't go, there's zero chance you catch one. It's kind of like playing the Powerball, which I don't even know when they're drawing that. Is that today?
Apparently there was a winning number. And, you know, we're talking about conspiracies and everything. They delayed the draw because there was issues in California. And all of a sudden, miraculously, the winning numbers came from California. So, I don't know. I'm just saying that's what I heard. That's what I heard tonight just before I got on. So, I don't know what the actual, you know, that I started that out with I heard. So, you know, you can count that with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't play it. I didn't have money to blow. It was like you had a better chance of getting struck by lightning twice than winning. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play. I'm just gonna keep my money.
You know, it's hard to imagine $2 billion.
Oh, I know. We all love to play the game. What would I do? You know, everyone's probably had that conversation in the last probably month as it continued to grow. Like, man, if I had that much money, I would do this and that. But
and then, of course, you know, there's a list of who you're giving what to, and because you know you got to have. There's going to be that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't even play the daggone thing, and I went through a list in my head, and where I'd have a house in Tennessee.
Yeah.
I'd have one over here, and I'd have a new boat at this location waiting on me, and this location.
That's right. You could just do that. What is that new rent-a-boat? That 1-800 rent-a-boat thing that they have out there now. Where.
Yeah. Yeah, I could do that right now with the Muskrat. You can rent me and the Muskrat.
There you go.
Cover the fuel and food, and make sure I'm fat and happy. We'll go.
Better bring the cheddar betters. That's all I'm going to say.
I got better cheddars. I owe Freddie some better cheddars. I'm about to cook them and package them and send them to him.
Nothing beats that, you know, we hear Roger talk about all the time. I was blessed to actually experience it on the boat, and man, it is just something about it. It's better than cooking them at home. It's just
everything on the boat tastes better. It's the best bologna sandwich you've ever had when you've had it on the boat. It's the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich you've ever had when you're eating it on a boat. It's just everything's better on a boat. Roger, one thing I have learned is not to put a challenge out to Turtle Lady. She will make it happen. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So Jody's usually the one that's trying to challenge everybody, these crazy challenges that are all stacked in her favor. She's been after me for a challenge. And she's like, yeah, we're going to do this, but you have to do this and you can't do that. And no. Well, you won't take, then no, I'm not stupid.
And of course, once I heard that
we got to do that again. I love corn on the grill.
Once I heard that I was actually called out in it, and I started hearing about all this excitement that they were getting from it. How can I say no to something like that?
Oh no, yeah. 90% of everything we
Well,
do is just for fun. I mean, there's no money involved. There's no real hardcore, no real hardcore contest for the most part.
well, and the fact that there may be a couple plates of fried catfish at CatCon and a 6-pack of Mountain Dew in the bribery for that, also that didn't hurt the situation any. So.
Because it says it's that hint of shad in your food that puts the boat over the top. That might be it. Those shad scales, they stick to your finger. You find them a week later. You're like, I've showered 6 times. I still got a scale between these 2 fingers. But we call that river lettuce.
There you go.
Adds a little crunch to your sandwich. It's all good.
What the? Somebody told me today that winning that much money would ruin your life. I quickly responded with, "We grew up on government cheese and hot dogs. Shoot, I'll try being rich for a while."
Yeah, same here, brother.
That's right. The white. Here. It was in the white and black box.
Yeah. Everyone else had all this fancy stuff, and we got this big can, white label with black letters. It just said beans. What kind of beans is it? It's beans.
That I remember the generic brand. It was the white label, and you're right. It just said they even had the generic beer. It said beer.
Rice. What kind of rice is this? It's rice.
Rice.
What's the ingredients? Rice. That's it. There's only
I don't
one
think
word
there was any ingredients. I don't. Back then there was no ingredients label or none of that. Yeah. I think that was the only thing on there.
Yeah, we did all that.
And that thing of peanut butter that was like this, but it was like this much oil
on it. Yeah. Got to get the blender out. Oh boy. Okay, now we're just going down a bumpy road.
Yeah. Talking about
stop us from being so competitive. Yeah. Oh, I know. I don't like being beat. When we try to. Hey, I'll admit I went a little overboard right off the bat when they named me team captain. They said, "Hey, we want to see what the Ohio River has to offer." And I was like, "All right, I'm calling all the best anglers I got," because honestly, the Ohio River has some tremendous anglers. Hagen Grubbs, Ohio River. If you want to be truthful about it, Steve Douglas is Ohio River. Just Chris Souders, Ohio River. Carl Morris Jr., Ohio River. Doc Lang, Ohio River. There's a list of just a ton of fantastic Ohio River anglers. And I think the river being so hard to fish is what makes them so good. There you go.
But
Mark Mitchell on the Ohio River is good. Zach Murray, he's a legend on the Ohio River.
See, we have a lot of great anglers here on the James River, but there's not a lot of, I thought, the James River, well, yeah, no problem. And then
nobody does YouTube.
Nobody does YouTube. Yeah. Or if they do, it's like so far away but yeah, it was us and Team Snag and Whiskers and Dan, and Dan wasn't fishing there for a little bit, and he's actually going to be in Buffalo the weekend of that tournament. So
right,
I was like, oh yeah, there's like, wait a minute, it's the James River. Why is there not more?
Yeah, we've got a lot. We've got James Cormley, which is he's called River Lunacy. We've got Justin Freely from his channel name just slipped me. We've got a ton. I mean, and Mark Blauvelt, they just won second in the Cabela's King Cat National Championship. I mean, we got some good anglers in Ohio, man. But you're right. A lot of them just don't do the YouTube thing. So when everyone's like, no, they need to do YouTube and stuff.
And they can't be a guide. We have a few that are guides that do YouTube.
Right.
And then we have some that do like Facebook Live. But we have Nautical Pride.
Adam Cook.
Adam Cook.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm glad he's a guide because he's a tank, dude. I would be scared.
I was gonna check if he could be my Joey, but I didn't think people would go for that. So
no, I would have voted that down instantly. Yeah, Justin Connor. In my opinion, I think the Ohio kicks out a lot of good anglers because it is difficult to fish here. We have low numbers. We have, we really got to work hard to get fish, and I think it makes us better fishermen. When we go to decent water. There you go. We got some kind of domestic dispute going on in here now.
And apparently I'm part of it now.
You did it. Well, look, that one sentence, 2 sentences, whatever I spit out there, took us another 45 minutes into the show.
I'm glad you brought it up because
it's like an elephant in the room, I mean, I just felt like it was, I don't know. I just felt like I want to at least say my 2 cents, and regardless of how you feel about who does what, if you don't like it, you don't have to like it. That's the thing. We can all be different. That's what makes us great. We're all the same. It'd be so boring. But you don't have to.
If you like the person before they were doing the other thing, you're still going to like them. They just doing a different platform now. That's all.
Yeah. I guess I just started seeing so much of the negative comments, and I'm like, guys, we need to pick each other up and help carry each other, push each other. And if you just aren't on board with what's going on, then just move on, go to something else. There's plenty of stuff out there to do. So would you please bring this up to Laura and see if she would join us? Man, the women's team, we're gonna have a hard time matching the men up to the women. It's gonna be like they've got like 20 women in a minute.
At this point, we're gonna have to fish in shifts just to get everybody on screen. Okay, you're fishing the first hour and 22 minutes. You've got the next one.
or get different channels to host, like get 8 anglers on this channel at the same time on a different channel, have 8 anglers competing, and people are going to bounce. We all know this live stream included. People bounce in and out and different stuff the whole time anyway. That's not going to hurt anything to have 2 live streams going with the same competition going on, I feel, and people could bounce back and forth between the 2 and see what's going on and keep up with the action. If it ain't those 2, it's just going to be somebody else.
Yeah,
my opinion.
If you're going live, and that's another thing with TikTok is they go live together all the time. Like they're live on their own channel, but up on live,
right,
with somebody else. And we can do the same thing here on YouTube. If you work together with people, and you can send people from here to there and there to here. And I agree with you.
I might be a troll, but I'm here to laugh and make people laugh. Life's too short to worry about the details. Absolutely, Jeep. You're a pleasure to have, man. Every time you show up in a chat, we know it's going to be fun. You keep everything lighthearted, and I always enjoy seeing your name. What?
There you go, Brian. We're going to be no script on Amazon Prime.
Oh boy. Well, hey, let's go. I'm going to go ahead and wind this thing down. I got to get cleaned up and wind down before I head out. I got to get up early.
Yeah, I think we lost that now. It's down under 40.
Yeah. But I do appreciate all of you hanging out here with us tonight and, going through the topics with us as we went along. And, man, we were talking on, the stream right before this was Kevin and Kelly Bullock, and they had Chad and Freddie on the show. And the topic kind of turned into what makes a good live stream, what makes a good show. And for me, it's chat. It's chat 100% of the time. if your chat dies or nobody's paying attention or nobody cares about what's going on or nobody's having a good time, cutting up and laughing in chat, your show's over. Shut it down and do something else, because the chat is 100% of the show. I mean, we're on here providing information, some comic relief, and, just whatever. But the chat is, in my opinion, the most important part of every live stream, because without the channel members, not the channel members, but without the subscribers and the people that take the time out to hang out over here, it's just me and you talking to each other.
Which we'll do anyhow, but it's more fun sharing it.
So, catching fish sure helps on a live stream. You're absolutely right. That makes a good live stream. But there was a lot of interesting conversations going on over there. But I just want to say thanks everybody for tuning in. Whether it's your first night here or you've been here for a year or two or however long I've been doing this, and guests and Jeremy is a great addition to the show. Whether it's your 100th time tuning in or your first time tuning in, man, I appreciate you guys each and every week taking time out to hang out over here with us. There it is. He did the Creole just then. So looking forward to next week. I'll get with Avid and we'll talk about what's going on, what's happening, and if those guys want to come on and talk about that, we'll do that. If things are still in the works and they're not ready to do that yet, we can wait. But either way, I'm going to be here. Jeremy probably be here. Stan will probably be here. He might be in chat, but he'll probably be here.
Yeah, I'll probably be out there. But if they end up doing that if we end up doing that next week, I may be back up here because I'm one of the first call-outs. So yeah, I might be a guest next week. So
there you go. So anyway, we'll see you guys here next Tuesday night, same cat time, same cat channel. Good night, everybody.
Bon pichet.
You did it. Good job.